Let's throw it to our first segment. Am I wrong?
Oh, one of my favorites.
Well, that leads me to my next segment. This is how I see it.
Well, I want to go to my next segment. This one's called Are You Kidding Me? Next segment.
I believe next up on the menu is And That's That. And that's why I started this segment. I'm not touching that, right?
This segment is called In Another Thing, which leads us to our next segment. What could have been?
That reminds me of my next segment, Too Hot to Handle.
I got one for you. This segment is called, huh? What? You know, that leads me to my next segment, Penny for Your Thoughts.
Let's throw it to my new segment. Am I crazy?
This is a good one.
Oh, and let's throw it back to another thing. I think we did this segment earlier, but I'm not done with it. No one will explain Bitcoin to me. Let's throw it over to Fulton's segment here. Fulton, take it away with, you couldn't pay me enough money to talk about this on TV. Not even $1 million would make me do it. I'm not doing it. No way, no how. Fulton? Let's throw it to the next segment. Who are the ad wizards who came up with this malarkey? Gore? You know, let's throw it to our next subject. I'm not going near that, not even with a 20-foot pole. Let's throw it to Fulton with his new subject here. We got next on the agenda. Can I get a nuclear physicist to explain this to me? Because I don't get it. Fulton?
No, you go ahead. What's the segment?
All right, let's go to your segment here, Gore. All right, so this is called It May Be Chump Change to You, but It Ain't Chump Change to Me with Gore. Gore, take it away. You know, when I do a financial transaction, call me old school, right? So we're jumping right into my segment, Call Me Old School.
The next segment is called How Come Strippers Don't Bust Ass Anymore?
Well, let's throw it to my next segment here. A sucker is born every day, but I was born 45 years ago, so I'm in the clear.
I want to get back into my next segment. This is called Are You Loco Way?
Let's throw it to my next segment. If nobody will say it, I will.
Well, you know what? Here's my next segment. How come there's not enough time anymore?
Let's move on to our next segment.
That's why we don't make anything here anymore. That's my new segment. How come we don't make anything here anymore? It's because we abandoned those kind of industries.
That brings me to our next segment, and that's the final word.
Let's go to the next segment here. Let's keep it moving along. What the what now? With Sal. Listen. Eminem is still around, and that'll actually bring me to my next segment. Listen, buddy, you seem nice, but I'm not going to talk about that on TV like some kind of crazy guy. Let's go ahead and throw this to my next segment here. Whoa, not going to work on me, pal, the scam you're pulling. I'm a little too slick for that, Jackson, so why don't you just go ahead and pump the brakes? Check, please.
Speaking of money, that leads me to my next segment. I wasn't born yesterday, pal.
Sure, this is a new segment called How Come?
Yeah, let's throw this to the next segment. Keep it moving along. This segment's called Whose Line Is It Anyway?
My next segment is called Is It Anti-Canadian Bias?
You know, that reminds me of my next segment. How come that guy had to lose weight?
Oh, and that reminds me of my next segment. Who's in charge here? Because you gotta be kidding me with these prices.
That leads me to the next segment. I'm sorry, but...
My next segment is called What Happened to That?
That reminds me of my next segment called What the Hell's the Matter with You?
Let's go to my next segment here. My son in college used to call me every single day. What happened?
Here's my next segment. How come Sal's like this?
That leads me to my next segment. How come Drake doesn't hang out with Lil Wayne anymore?
Because he's too busy hanging out with his son who never calls him anymore.